All right. Hello. My name is Jodilly Tan, the masked role player of season 8 of Heroes Awaken, reporting live after round 9 in the beginning of round 10. And we're at the final 8. We were at the final 9. And I'm here to chat. I'm here to talk about what's going on. So it's been a minute since I've been able to say what's really been happening, but who got 10th? Oh, right. So the last time we talked was Rory's elimination. After Rory's elimination, I know I did the whole works about how I was very emotional about Rory leaving, but was I really that emotional over it? Like strategically looking at the playbook that I'm like trying to assemble for myself, not really. It was tough to see Rory go because I'm such a huge personal fan of him. I feel like we emotionally connected so much. And on top of which, I feel like he was very malleable in terms of strategy, where if I told him something, that would be where his mindset would go. And to see someone who genuinely trusted me that much have to be eliminated sucked. And it even sucked that I voted for him to go as well. But I wanted to keep my relationship with Zach strong. And I feel like even though I voted out someone that people would have outwardly thought I was affected by. I think the fact that I still went through with the decision to eliminate him, hopefully, it shows to people like Corey and people like Jordan who were telling me I had to do Zach, that I'm willing to listen to them even when the decisions get difficult. Um, I also feel like I kind of got a little closer to Isaiah because I was surprised that Isaiah was sticking up for Rory when I felt like the two of them didn't have a relationship. All in all, I feel pretty confident about the decision. And even though it sucks that Rory feels like it was all for nothing, I know Rory Franklin Sargalis gave it his best shot. So, you know, there are a couple of people that I feel like I must compete on the behalf of, and we add Rory to the pile. Oh, not the body pile, we add Rory to the list of people to make proud. So hopefully I can do well for him. And then the announcement. Oh, I made it to the jury. Oh my goodness. Can I take your hand? When they said, Jodilly Tan, you are in the jury, I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I, listen, 18 people 19 people in a cast. That is so big. That's so many people to beat. And to know that I was like pretty much halfway there and I made it to the jury, I have been acknowledged as a player who has made it to one of the biggest points in the game. I am super proud of myself. I know there were a couple of moments where it was a little shaky bakey, but you know what? We made it and we are here and we are in the building. And I was just ecstatic and over the moon. For the challenge, what was the challenge for the top 9? Travis won. It was not the It was not this challenge. What was the challenge? Let me look it up. Sorry, just a moment. I have the pro boards open on my phone. I am also in my car, so apologize. I apologize if you hear like the rain on my windshield. What can you do for the West Coast? You really can't do anything. But Superhero Showdown, Extreme Pressure. Oh, right. It was the puzzle, which I learned the challenge early and I still tried to practice it, but unfortunately it just did not unfold for me. I got like I'm pretty sure I was in the bottom 2 of the scores of out of everyone. And you know what? That's okay. Travis won the challenge. I was a little unsure about how I would feel about Travis as a captain, just because Travis said that he would want to go after he'd want to go after Zach or after Riley. And out of the two of those, like at the time, I really trusted my relationship with Zach. And so I was like, if we put Scott and Zach on the same team, they're going to have to go for each other. On top of which, I don't think Jordan wants to go for Zach. So we kind of have to move the target to Riley. And so we, Travis and I had a discussion, and I think we kind of mutually agreed that putting Riley on our team would be better so that if we lost, we could just go for him. And putting Zach on the other team was going to be the do. So thankfully, that's what happened. because I did not want to go through Scott v. Zach this early. But thankfully, the teams got put together. We all had a happy family. And unfortunately, we lost. Did I say we lost the challenge? We didn't lose the challenge. Jordan lost the challenge. And I know that the episode title is supposed to be How Hurtful because, yeah, we put Jordan on top of the. No, Jordan put himself at the top of that and doesn't know how to count. Granted, I got like the same thing wrong. I miscounted the Batman logos, but I knew the good sense to not put myself at the head of the table. Like, Jordan literally has no good history of winning anything. Jordan is horrible at all of this stuff that we're doing. Literally every single challenge he doesn't do good in. So I don't understand why he thought this was the one, just because he like works at a nurse's office and I don't even know what that has to do with numbers. I don't know why we allowed him to do that. But we lose the challenge and it sucks. If Corey, Brian, Isaiah, Travis, and Zach went to the tribal, I have a feeling it would be juicy. Someone that I don't feel a strong connection with would have gone either way. But unfortunately, we had to do over here with Riley. It seemed pretty clear cut from the beginning that Riley was going to be the person to be receiving the votes, just because our team was literally the four of us that were in an alliance together and Riley. But here's the thing. We started talking, and well, here's that's not the thing. The fact that the group was talking was not the thing. The thing was that along the way, Riley wanted to go for Jordan at some point. He wanted to go for Scott, and then he wanted to go for Jordan. And let it be known on the record that Riley brought that up. But let it be known on the record that like I also would have been so down to vote for Jordan just because first of all the challenge flopped. Second of all, it seems like with the Good Fortune group, between the four of us, like we're all putting and we're no one's putting it up. Maybe I am a little bit, but it seems like the other three are so genuinely like just infatuated to be in a group with one another, you know, that we could all come to a mutual air quote agreement about who to go for, and we're going to be doing all right. And like that was great when we had like a bunch of people to go to pick from, but now that we're potentially going into a merge, the fact that Jordan does not want to go for Zach, it's like I fail to believe that Scott and Travis are both genuinely looking at Jordan and being like, one person's recommendation, even though he's going after two of us. That's great. That's not great. I feel like they should want to go for Zach, and the fact that they just let Jordan kind of steamroll the conversations. And it was kind of weighing on me. It was also kind of irking me when Jordan lost the challenge for us, and he was going over to Scott and being like, I don't want to push you, but we need to use that advantage. Like if I were you, we need to use that nullifier so that none of us go home. Like I'm just saying, like I'm not trying to push you, but like he was trying to push Scott. He absolutely was. And that was just ridiculous to me. So honestly, and also, I mean, I feel like this is kind of deja vu because Riley, Amanda, and Zach did not really become a public thing until I told Rory, told Danny, told everyone. And so I went to Zach this time and I was like, hey, I feel like Jordan and Travis are a bit of a duo. I'm a little nervous. This was like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, I'm worried about the relationship that Jordan and Travis could have because they seem super close. And at the same time, I think I've definitely been trying to tell Scott and Travis that like I fear Jordan's relationship with Zach. I feel like the two of them are close. And when Zach and I had the discussion about who's going home, we were talking and Zach said, I think no, oh right. There's the cover story and then there's the actual story. The cover story is that I was saying I was super nervous to Zach, and Zach said that Travis told him the vote is Scott, so that if I just vote Scott, it'll be okay. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. Great. That is the cover story. The real story is that Zach and I were discussing the vote, and I was saying I think Riley may be in danger. Um, I just want to let you know because I know the Gluck off alliance is just four of us, and if one of the four of us goes, it's gonna look really sketchy. But I still want to work with you. And Zach went on this whole, oh, that's not what I heard. Travis told me that the vote is gonna be Scott, so somebody's lying. And unbeknownst to me, went to Riley and immediately told him the full story. And then Riley, of course, went to our tribe and immediately told everyone that I had said this. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, literally, one of the most annoying things I may have ever dealt with in my personal life. Like, I told Zach so because he swears up and down that him, Amanda, and Riley are not this thing. And him and Riley are not that close. And he was just saying it's okay if Riley goes because he trusts Jordan and I. That if I tell him this, that maybe he will like be like, okay, cool, I'm prepared. Let me bunker down. Let me work on my other relationships. But no, of course he doesn't work on his other relationships. He wants to throw a wrench into mine. And so apparently that spread. And thankfully, I completely lucked out by the fact that Riley was going to Travis, to Jordan, and to Scott and telling the three of them all different things. And I didn't even have to say anything. When my name came into it, Travis spoke up and was like, Riley's just lying and throwing anything at the wall to stick. And I was like, yeah, he is. Smiles. I'm just so I was just really annoyed by the fact that Zach like said that. And then of course Riley brought it up on camera because what a gentlemanly thing to do for and that's the thing. If Riley had somehow survived that tribal, would he have felt like I exposed my allies' game, so now I'm feeling good about myself? Like who is this person? It was such a weird, gross experience. It really was. And after that tribal, Zach came up to me and was like, the only reason that I told Riley that he was going was because I knew he had the idol. That literally, that has nothing to do with me. That you still went out of your way to endanger my game by throwing my name in there for someone you said you didn't care about. The truth of the matter is, you clearly did care about him more than you cared about me, and that's why you put my name into it. Like, that's a fact. And I'm so weirded out by Zach. Like, that's such a gross thing to be doing. And I've been saying from the beginning that Zach has a big ego, that he thinks he's this guy that has played so many games that he just knows these things by the back of his hand, that he can just walk in and do whatever, and it's fine. And you know what? The way that I've been portraying myself to the other competitors, I want to seem very forgiving. I want to seem super sweet and super nice. That is the truth. That's what I want to be known as. And so I'm sure Zach thought he could just bat his eyes, flip his hair, and say, oh, Jodilly, you're the one, and be fine. It's not fine. No. And so this round with this live night, I was super, super into the fact that Scott and Travis are both going to want to go for Zach. Because if anything, I want to go for Zach now because I know he cannot be trusted. Originally, I did think Zach was the one with the most pregame relationships. And that's clearly not the case now. We'll get to who it is now. But even so, like, Jordan is the only strand between keeping Zach in this game and getting him out of here. And that's so gross to me. That's one of the ickiest things that could be done because I feel like I'm starting to get now what Jordan's game is. Jordan's game is to not show up until an hour before the vote and then just swear up and down to everyone that he's this final two person, that he adores you, that he loves you, and he has this person's vote because he loves them back. And that's earnest, that's pure, that's great, that's good for Jordan. But at the same time, what is he going to think if we get to the final five and it's the four of us and Zach? You're going to have to get rid of Zach eventually if you want this top four to happen. And you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion that if it is the top five of Good Fortune and Zach, that Jordan's going to come to me and is going to be like, you're my final two, but I feel like Travis just wins too many competitions and that Scott is just too good with the jury. I feel like that's what's Jordan's plan. I genuinely do. And it's upsetting to me because, like, Jordan is just convincing all of these people to do all these things. Like, how do I have a worse social game of someone who plays this game an hour a day? Like, I'm like, uh, it's weird. I feel jealous. I'm not a jealous person, but I feel very jealous. And speaking of the people with the most pregame relationships, I feel like Corey is also someone who plays for like maybe an hour a day, but because they have the perception relationship outside of this game with both Zach and who was it? Okay, reverse it. The game that Brian, Scott, and Corey all played together before this game, that's one thing. The perception alliance would be Corey, Zach, Isaiah, and if I remember correctly, I don't think Travis. I think Jordan just said that to be weird. But like Corey does have these pregame relationships, and it's really frustrating because if Corey is playing this game, they're not playing the game with me. They're not letting me know of any plans or anything. And it's just like, I can't do anything with a blank canvas. That's a lie. You can paint on a blank canvas. I can't strategize with an echo. That's not something I can do in my personal life. Corey provides no information. At least with Brian, I'm hearing enough about him, like from other people, and Brian is very nice to me that I can kind of get that sense, even though Brian won't strategize for you to save his life. And by you, I mean me. Corey, I feel like, is really just coasting by on these relationships that they didn't even have, that they wouldn't have even made in this game. It's upsetting because I didn't know many people going into this game. I knew Tim. I did a murder mystery party with Scott and Brian once a piece. So like I didn't know them. And honestly, well, okay, I knew of a lot of people, but the amount of people that I like had an actual relationship with, literally, I think it was just Tim. Yeah, I think it was just him. So to get to this spot in the final eight and be like, oh, geez, like Corey literally is still sitting there doing so well. Jordan is sitting there doing so well. And I'm trying so hard and I feel like it's not working. It's frustrating. It is frustrating, but I just have to remind myself that it's not the person that knocks over the most pegs, it is the person that is the last left standing. And I just, I said it at the beginning and it was a really good question. So I just have to repeat it to myself now. If I had a one word mantra for myself, it would be clarity. I just have to take a deep breath and just remind myself that as long as I'm not going, I am one step closer to the crown, to the ultimate championship, and to being the cat cow of the season. So I just, whew, who do I want to target? Out of the eight, I do want to go for Zach because I feel like that's someone to get rid of sooner rather than later. And it's a mutual thing. But if Jordan is able to pull Zach through, Zach can say, I was the underdog and I still survived. Jordan can say, oh, I convinced this majority alliance to keep this person who they didn't want to keep. And overall, like, it benefits literally no one else other than the two of them for Zach to be here. And I don't want to go into the good fortune chat and be like, guys, wake up. But especially after apparently Scott was feeling some kind of way that I had told Zach the information allegedly through Jordan. That's how I found out. Jordan told me. But like we need to do something. We cannot let Zach just keep skating on through. And we can't just let Jordan come on, say two sentences and he wins, you know? I feel like going into this live night tonight. Oh, wait, I made it to the top eight. I officially made it halfway. Aren't you? Isn't that so exciting? I, uh, it still boggles my mind that I was selected to be on this cast in the first place, just because I feel like I'm not so much what a casting director would so much look for. But to make it this far and to make it to this point in the competition, I feel so grateful. I can't believe it. I don't want to say I'm close to winning. We're still seven people away. We still got seven more super villains to kick to the curb, but I feel good. But going into this live night, I can definitely see the path in which people would want to turn on me. I think this part of the game is the part where um, I've definitely been playing up the fact that I'm a bit goofy, a bit clueless, a bit of a bad strategizer. I think I've been playing up that point a lot throughout this competition. And I think with the last round, especially with Riley opening his jaw and with all of the plans that my name has been brought into now, I think this is the moment of the season where the mask starts to crack a little bit and people may be catching on to the fact that I have a little bit more of a competitive edge to me than I would like people to know. And so going into this live night, I do see the path in which I could be eliminated. If good fortune decides to turn on me, or if an idol is played and the other side wants to go for someone who's right in the middle of kind of a threat, but not really a threat. If my name keeps on being brought into these plans and all of this good stuff. But ultimately, all I can do is prepare. I've been really trying to work on my relationships outside of good fortune. I feel like at this point, whether it if it isn't exposed by tonight, it will be. And so what's going to work in my favor is if I keep on going past the minimum to accomplish what I would like done. I feel like it's so easy to sit inside good fortune and be like, this is it. This is the final four. We're good. And within the good fortune, I do believe I have the relationship with each individual so that I have a case to make that they should take me to the final two. However, I feel like looking at Travis does not want to strategize with people that he doesn't want to strategize with. I feel like with Scott is so nervous about things going wrong that like he will give good fortune the full and honest truth, but that with other people he may not be so willing to give away that, and that creates a little bit of a tension. I Tension. With Jordan, I feel like really his weakness is just time. He doesn't have as much time to spend with everyone equally. And I feel like that does come and affect him, especially as now he's starting to look a little bit shiftier and shiftier to people. So I feel like what I can do to pick up the slack is that even though I'm not making the moves that the group is deciding on, what I can do is make sure that I'm good with everyone and that everyone feels comfortable to like attempt to swing me. Hearing the accusations that now I am in a trio and this is my final two and da 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 da, it's difficult. But I do think at the end of the day, isn't there more merit to working with someone who is willing to speak like publicly about what they're willing to do in this game rather than someone who's just completely blank slate and a free agent? That's kind of a hypothetical question, but I need to make sure that the rest of the audience, the rest of the rest of the competitors thinks the answer to that question is a yes. And so I'm trying to work really hard on my relationship with Isaiah. I'm trying to maintain my relationship with Zach. I am trying to actually have a call scheduled for Corey later today, so I'm hoping to go there. I want to assure Scott that even though I told Zach the information, which I plan to confirm to him, that it was a mistake and I'm sorry. And I want someone to wake up and smell the roses about Jordan. I kind of have to take him to the final two. I made that final two agreement. And what am I going to do? Not honor a final two agreement? I kind of have to. But even so, like if he gets lost along the way, that's great, because I think Jordan would vote for me in a jury just if I hit the right emotional heartstrings. I think the most difficult lesson about the past couple rounds have been I I accuse other people of doing it, but I think I've been playing a little bit of mind games myself. Like I've been telling information to people I don't need to tell it to without any strategic intention. It's just because I find it entertaining in a way. That sounds so sociopathic. And I do apologize, but I think now I'm getting in trouble for doing that. So I think what my lesson is I have to be a lot slicker. People are not going to believe that I'm just Jodilly like forever. Sometimes people are gonna think I'm Jodilly, the killer, because I have been the killer, you know, and so I have to be a lot more attentive to who's saying what about me. I hope they're all still saying nice things, but at this point, what comes after the 8 except the 7. And guess what's after that? It's the top 6. And after that, it's the top 5. Like, we're so close. It's insane. But I I said it from the beginning. I'm gonna say it now. I kind of have to win this one. I feel like the stakes are so high for me to win, and I would not at all be willing to accept any outcome except the crown. So I just have to keep focused. If I don't get frustrated or irritated or agitated, I just need to keep that under check. I need to remember that if I can convince people that I am not as competitive as I am, I need to do that. And to just whew, don't FUNK, don't funk it up because we love funk music, but we don't love funky gameplay. So I just have to be ready. This live night, what is the plan? The plan is to, like, I don't know, Jordan wants to split the vote or something. He just doesn't want Zach to go. So I think Isaiah's the target, but I already said Isaiah, I'm not voting him, and I don't plan to. If I can get Zach out this round, I want to take that chance. And Zach may be angry, but like at this point, who cares? Like, I voted in the majority enough. Other than the first week where I accidentally voted for Jordan, like every other week I've been in the majority. I've built up my goodwill with the other contestants to show that I'm willing to work with the group. And if it's time to break away, it is time to break away. And I'm willing to do that. So I want Zach to go home at this point. I do. And Jordan wants it to be Isaiah, which vomitous, but we'll have to see. Maybe I'll add something a little in text in the next confessional if I have one. Knock on wood to say where the plans are going. But yeah, since live night hasn't happened yet, that's all I can really plan for at the moment. But okay, like that was kind of one round and then half of 2 rounds, put it into one. But I think that covered everything. So I'm ready for the questions.
So you did answer a lot of my questions, but I have one or two that I want to ask you just to get your take on it.
Sure.
So Riley being eliminated, you guys were revealed that the jury had began. So knowing that these people that are being eliminated are now jurors and could potentially be deciding the fate of who wins the game, how does that affect how you treat people or how you're playing the game and how the people are leaving?
Um, well, I think, oh yeah, I forgot to mention it, but that's another motivation to why I feel like I can't be just playing the mind games of just making people nervous to make people nervous. Um, now that we're in the jury and the people that are going to be eliminated are going to help decide the winner, a common criticism that I've faced in terms of like getting to the end but not winning is that um I'm like a character, but I'm not like a strategist, and people don't necessarily see me as the one making the moves. And definitely entering at the top of this game, I was like, okay, so we're gonna go in and we're gonna call the shots, we're gonna make the moves, we're gonna make it happen. And we're here, and I feel like I've kind of just slipped back into my regular strategy of just, you know, convince people with the personality and keep moving on. And I feel like I already know that people are not going to necessarily be looking at me as like the winner. But what I can change is I can be a lot sneakier about it. I I I I don't consider myself like a strategy player. Like, I don't orient my game choices and my game decision over this is strategically the best. I tend to orient it over like not the whole picture, but like the details that most concern me, you know? And I think what I can do to offset that before we get to the end is I can just maybe start being a little bit more, I hate to say it, but maybe a bit more cutthroat and backstabby. I think I need to start lying. I think I need to start telling people that I'm going to have their back and then not have it so that I can say that um I played a pre-jury game of being consistent, and then when it was time to turn it on, I turned it on. Because I think my strategy of trying to keep as many people as in the know as a show of good faith, that clearly hasn't worked for me, even in the first jury vote, and we just began because that backfired immediately. And I get not everyone is Zach Brown, but everyone is a juror. And I feel like now I have to be a lot sneakier and a lot stealthier with my information. And I have to be a lot more careful about who I bestow it to, who, what, when, where, and why. You know, nouns. Wait, those aren't nouns. Who, what, when, where. I think those are just English terms. English, like, I'm not answering your question. I think my answer is I have to be a lot more careful about the information, and maybe I have to start lying. Uh, I don't want to be a villain, but I think maybe just once a week, one lie per week, and we'll be good.
Okay. Um, Another question that I have for you is last night when Travis was revealed to be the winner of the superhero showdown, a twist was revealed that he would be able to grant somebody safety at
Right.
elimination. How does that affect how you're going to play the game moving forward if that is something that's in play now?
Oh, if that continues, I will say, have you ever have you heard of have you seen the All-Star season? I watched the All-Star season. I was a huge fan. And I don't remember the term off the top of my head, but I think they had the same thing too, where they had like a co-star twist where you could save one other person. And from what I remember of talking about it with Jabbar, that when Jabbar won it, oh no, I think was okay, you do know this. Was it like a consistent thing or was it just like 1 or 2 weeks?
So, are you asking in All Stars?
Yeah. Because I don't remember if it was like a consistent thing where once it merged, the person who won would like give someone else immunity, or if it was like just like a 1 or 2 time thing.
So, I believe in All Stars, I was eliminated on the first individual round.
Oh, sorry.
So it was in play then, but I believe it was in play 2 or 3 rounds afterwards.
Okay. Because what I remember it from was Jabbar won it during a live night and he gave it to Thulsi, and she would have been in huge danger if she did not have that. And so I bring that up to say that in All Stars, when I did see that happen, it seemed to just save someone in a pinch. But I kind of get the sense already with Travis wanting to save Brian that it's not necessarily going to be that. That's going to be it's going to be more of a secure the bag with this person in their relationship sort of thing. And I'm upset and jealous of Travis's challengeability. I think he knows that. I would say it to his face. I'm very jealous of his challengeability, and I'm not afraid of that. But I'm not afraid of admitting that. But I think if that twist continues, it's definitely going to inspire me to maybe win another challenge. I would love to be able to give the immunity to somebody and just know where that's going. But ultimately, if it continues, will that affect the game? I think it will. If anything, I think showing where people's cards lie and scouting alliances through that way, I think it'll be significant to some extent. I just, I wonder if anyone would be brave enough to like use it on someone who is a public target. I don't think anyone is like target number one currently. I think it's all shifting. But if that ever does solidify, I feel like most people in this game have been, self included, wanting to make decisions that don't rock the boat. And I'm interested to see if that will eventually get the boats rocking. But ultimately, I'm excited, you know, especially um, after the last season with All Stars and watching it. I feel like I'm a little prepared to do to work around that twist, as long as they don't throw anything new. If we just have the exact same season and the exact same twist, I win. So, cheers to hopefully the rest of this season being the exact same as All Stars. Yay!
All right, Jodilly. Well, those are all the questions I have for you at the moment. If you have anything else that you want to add to the end of this confessional, you can do so now. If not, I can
Oh,
go ahead and stop the recording for you.
I gotta say a little something. I do. Um, thank you guys for watching. I still can't believe it's the top 8. I am so blown away to be here. But I'm still coming for everyone's crowns. I just think that, we've got to keep the crown in the J range. We've got to keep it in the J squad. And also, where's the chat? Where's the chat? If this if this is going directly to the VL, I'm gonna do a favor for Adina Nicole Spears and I'm gonna advertise. I am. I just gotta pull up the chat. The the um the murder mystery party planning chat has officially stated the interest pool that if you are able to attend on January 12th at 8 p.m. to attend a murder mystery party for 425, that would be super cool. I would love to see more people. It's always a fun
That's my
time.
birthday, Jodilly.
Oh, it is the January 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. How old will you be turning? Are you willing to divulge that information to the public audience?
Oh, absolutely. I'm turning 25.
That's so fun. Are you planning to do anything super fun for that?
Maybe a murder mystery party. I don't know.
I would hate for you to have to spend money on your birthday though. Do you love to do like it's hard to define what genre of like activity a murder mystery party is. Do you love mysteries? There we go.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's always super fun. Honestly, that's where I met so many, like, before I even like knew Ascend, well, because I played the Ascendance Mini, and then I did a murder mystery party. And walking into the murder mystery party, I was like, oh my goodness, it's a bunch of random people. Come to find out, it's like a lot of the All-Stars actually, but a lot of Ascendance alumni. And I was like, as I found out more and more about each of them, I was like, oh my good, this is a pit of vipers and a pit of sharks. Wow. But this is gonna sound so bad after saying that, but it's a lot of your friends. It's a lot of people that I would think you know. So it would be a fun way to have a gathering and to get down in the town and all that. And shout out to the people who do the murder mystery parties. Oh, it was super embarrassing for the challenge the puzzle challenge. I remember looking at the past time that the vertical puzzle was done, Thulsi had done the challenge like super quickly. And so I was like, I'm going to ask Thulsi for advice on Christmas. And then I definitely didn't do that. And then when we got to actually do the challenge, I was just rambling to myself to keep myself focused. And then I started talking about the other winners. And when I got to Thulsi, I only talked about like three. But when I got to Thulsi, I was like, honestly, I could do an impersonation of Thulsi, but it would just be having a really bad intro video. And then I kid you not, like 5 seconds later, like I got like a penalty because I forgot there was like a timer on the side and I didn't click it. And then I was like, oh my God, she's here. She's here. So, oh goodness, I am in fear invoking her name again. But Sophie, you're amazing. You're a friend. I'm sorry. Please give me good challenge luck and please don't curse me anymore. I'm sorry. You know, oh, well, also because like each of the winners get like their own award at the end of the season, right? Like you have the bros. Robbie
Yes.
has the Rob Babud. Oh, not me asking you a question, then completely cutting you off. I'm so sorry. But does does that continue? Will like Thulsi get a reward too, like an award to hand out?
You would have to ask Nicole. I know that it was either her season had stopped or Jordan Rosenberg's season that had stopped. I'm not sure exactly.
Shout out Jordan Rosenberg. Honestly, when I saw him at All Stars, and especially hearing how Spring Break went, he seems like such a fun character and such a good player. Like that, all of you winners, honestly, you all seem so. I can, takes your hand. Actually, don't touch me. But oh no, but I cannot imagine, like, you're a host, seeing you, like, even in perception. I have nothing to do with that. But I'm like, Duke's like a player? Like, how does that work? Like, of course he's going to win. Like, he's like, it's Duke Bartley, you know? Like, and with Dulcie, of course she's a winner. She is the legend. She's always, I cannot imagine playing a game with anyone who has won, like, a game before. Like, that seems so insane. Like, how does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. But I feel I. Do you want me to stop your recording for your confessional now?
Oh, either way, I'm probably going to keep talking regard. Let's stop the record. Thank you so much. Top 8. I did it. I hope we don't go home. Have a great day and happy holidays. Goodbye. Okay. We did it.